Hello, everybody out there in the internet. Welcome to Comic Book Talk Podcast for the week of April 3rd, 2014. I'm Ticketmaster, joined by
Buff Larkin. Oh, Tekken, I got one phrase for you that will sum up this whole episode today. In fact, I think this should be the title of the episode. Are you ready for it?
Sure.
Hold your butts! Because we are going to give you a lot of comics that we read this week, that we enjoyed, that we were surprised with, and that we did not like at all.
Well,
I'm very excited. And I'm going to tell you, Tekken, right now, from our talk last week, which you should read it and listen to anyways, because it was very fantastic. There is a surprise in the horizon, Tekken. There's a surprise for you. You will literally poop your pants because of what I'm going to lay upon you today.
I don't know about that.
I tell you what, I hope you got some Depends.
Nope.
Uh-oh, then you're going commando for the rest of the day. That's for sure. All right, now what book did you like this week? Which was the cream of the crop, the top of the top? Nobody can stop it. It was the best.
Well, of the three I read, I would say...
No, you don't tell them how many books you actually read.
Oh.
Then you read 3 and they go, who's this guy read 3 books?
Well,
At 4 o'clock in the morning.
I was 2 weeks behind, so you know.
Exactly. Stupid computer. Why'd you have to get a virus from those porn sites? From those websites. Websites. Damn.
But I would say that the one I like the most of what I've read so far is Guardians of the Galaxy 13.
Excellent. Now this is the last of it, right? This is
Yeah.
this is the last of the trial,
Yeah,
right?
they wrapped it up.
Thank God. Was she guilty?
They didn't really issue a verdict, but
Wow,
I guess,
it's like the American Supreme Court. Send your case up there, nothing happens. Way to go, America. Last night on your podcast, I blessed America for being for the people out there who want me on your podcast, Aimless Babble Z, and today I'm going to knock it down because again, what did Marvel do? They gave us something they could not deliver. Way to go, Marvel. I didn't read the book.
I guess it was technically not guilty, but they didn't really say, you are guilty or you are not guilty. So,
What kind of trial was it then?
it was
One of those with Kirk and Spock fighting in the pond fire? Dun, 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 dun.
It actually kind of was because it was just a battle sequence, and then
Google that! Greatest fight ever. The very first Star Trek was Kirk versus the Gorn. As a little kid, I watched that. A giant lizard guy and Kirk just trying to make the stupid cannon out of a bamboo shoot and putting leaves in there, and all of a sudden it could blow up like a giant bazooka. God bless Kirk. He could do anything. Better than MacGyver. Better than Cyclops. Cyclops wouldn't do that to the Gorn. Gorn kick his ass.
But yeah, they pushed Jean Grey to like a new limit or power level that she was like not at in the past that she came from. So now she's like super juiced compared to where she was at in the present time, or in the prime time. I get it confused.
Is that the new title for this podcast? Super Juiced? Because that sounds
No,
Super Juiced.
no, it's not.
All right, perfect. Now, but but again, they didn't. They put her on trial, and then nothing happened. Except for now, she's boosted up to a different level, so therefore she's one step closer to becoming the Phoenix, the powerful force.
Well, what happened was like she's like, well, it's going to be inevitable that I was taken control of by this entity because I will become the host for it anyway. But because of what you've done, Gladiator, I'm even more powerful now than I would have been in the past that you all know about. Because she's reading everybody's minds, and she's like, and she's like, well, none of you have seen this happen, and this isn't the way this goes down in the original timeline. So this is
Great.
This is all your fault.
Great. Who says?
Because you wanted to kill me.
She doesn't know that. Chuck minds wipes her when she gets back to the past.
We'll see.
Stupid. Anyway, and just like a woman to blame a man for her problems. Poor Gladiator. All you want to do is justice. What's wrong with justice? And a woman gets mad at him for that. Congratulations. Again. Now, also, but from what I've read, is that Cyclops goes away. Yay.
Yeah.
Now, and this leads to his solo series, which you're picking up.
I don't know. We'll see.
What?
I'm actually not
What? Cyclops solo series it's Cyclops without any of the other crap around him, Tekken. This is the perfect book for you. That shrine that you have in your house of Cyclops.
Shrine of Cyclops.
You can now put the issues. You're gonna buy 10 issues of #1 when it comes out. I know this. The big shrine of Cyclops.
I will be getting #1, but if it doesn't meet expectations.
Well, what would you rather read, the young Cyclops or the old Cyclops stories? What would you rather see, of the young Cyclops going through his life right now, or the old Cyclops going through his life?
I'd rather see the old Cyclops because the new Cyclops is just time displaced.
They're still dinks. They're not big, but the thing is, I would say this: this series is going to last 12 issues, 1 year, and then there's going to be another crossover next year that brings Cyclops be off into space. Jean will go through her phase, and then next year she'll go through. This will be like the new Phoenix Saga, so then she'll be more powerful, and that's when Cyclops come back. And who's going to be to blame again for all the trouble? Cyclops. Why? Because he had to go away, and that made Jean upset, and that let the powers go crazy. And so then there you go. So Cyclops again is to blame for another miniseries. Thank you. The Swami hat is on. I forgot to say that. My Swami hat is once again on, and I'm predicting that in 1 year's time, the new Phoenix Saga crossover with the Guardians of the Galaxy and all the X-Men books as they try to take down Jean Grey, and then Cyclops comes back to cancel his book. They fight off Jean Grey, and they finally go, oh, maybe we shouldn't have picked him up and added past and put him in the present, and then ship him back to the past. Goodbye, you bums. Let Chuck mind wipe them all, and everybody's happy.
I don't think it's going to happen.
Well, so they're going to stay up in this day and age forever? They have to go away sometime.
You never know.
Never know. My Swami hat knows. Next year, they're gone. There you go. Bunch of bums. Go back to your own time, you hippies. That's what I say. Well, okay, you want me to talk about my good book of the week?
Yeah.
Well. Let's talk about a book that you would actually be surprised with. Superior Spider-Man #30. Oh, yes, the hatred I had for this book when it first started, and the hatred I still do have for it as it progressed and progressed and progressed. It finally came down to #30, and guess who's back in the saddle again, Tech?
Peter Parker.
Peter Parker. Finally, Doc Ock came to his senses and said, you know something? I'm a jackass. And that means I'm overconfident. You have gotten the living bejesus kicked out of you by life. And that made you the truly superior Spider-Man because you can handle anything that life throws at you because life's thrown all the crap at you and you don't even wear the pens. And I said, that's right. That's right. And so finally, Doc Ock gets on the machine, wipes out all of his memories, and leaves Pete all by himself. Until we find out Doc Ock's hiding in a corner going, But I'm just saying, they're not going to kill off Doc Ock. Sorry. But that was a great way to kill off Doc Ock because it kind of keeps with, was he a true hero? Close enough. In today's modern age. He died the way he should have died with at least some grace and some dignity that he never had in real life, in a real body. So now Pete's going off against the Green Goblin. Oh, heck is going to break loose. Absolutely. There's going to be a fight. And the best part about reading it was Peter, because he's been deep in the psyche. He hasn't been out there looking at the real world since he got wiped out in the first go-around. And so he goes, Parker Industries? What the hell? I got my own building? I got my own industry? What the heck? Shut up, Parker. We don't have time for this. Doc Ock says to him. Oh, yeah, that made me giggle. It did. So that was good. But that was my good book of the week. I thoroughly enjoyed it. What was your other book that you really enjoyed since you only read 3?
I Okay, well, it wasn't.
We only read 3.
It wasn't as good as Guardians of the Galaxy, but number 2 would be New Avengers.
Wow.
Because we get a bit of insight into some weird black priestess in a weird multiverse. It was really cool too because it was like an anti-Reed Richards that's like, everything dies, but on this planet it was like everything lives, and we're gonna do whatever we can to like make sure everything survives in our perfect society.
Let me guess, and it doesn't.
Actually it did. The first or that one, they had a battle with the map makers and they took them out and they blew up a planet.
Oh, that means they lost.
No, it was a dead planet because the map makers had already like harvested it.
Oh, okay. There you go. Very good. Well, that's good.
And it had some really good Black Namor. I mean, Black Panther Namor. Yeah.
Black Namor. Now that would be a series you'd buy.
Because he's just being a complete jerk, and then Black Panther's trying to like get some work done. He's just like being really. He's like saying all these snide comments to him.
He smells like fish. Comes around Black Panther. Come on now. Hey, what are you doing? Nothing. Leave me alone. Oh, what are you doing? I smell like fish. Leave me alone. That's exactly how. Does he go? He puts a finger next to Black Panther's ear. Am I bugging you yet? Am I bugging you yet? Am I bugging you? No. Well, that's good. I gotta pick that one up still. So that's in my bag, ready to go. I can't wait. I love that series. That series just blows my mind every month. Amen. All right, let's talk about the surprise of the week. I know it's usually the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I know what you think is going to be ugly. Welcome to the surprise. All new Ghost Rider #1 wasn't a big heaping pile of crap. It wasn't great by any standards, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. It's very nice. And of course, they told the story of a young mechanic. He keeps his eye. He knows what's going on. Hey, man, my paycheck was short by like $24. Hey, man, don't worry. Here's your money. I'm good for it. Yeah, whatever. But thing is, and then he has to make money because he has a handicapped brother at home, and he needs the money. And they said, okay, $50,000 on this street race. So already our hero is doing illegal activity, but he's got to do it for his handicapped brother. So he's driving, and he's driving the car that he's been fixing up, that they found or whatever it is, or fixing up. He's driving around, he's beating everybody, and all of a sudden the helicopters pop up, and all of a sudden the cars start chasing him. He goes, oh my God, the police! If I go to jail, what happens to my handicapped brother? Oh! And finally he's swerving, he's turning all the different out. Finally he goes down to a dead end, of course. And he goes down that end and he goes, hey, I'm sorry, don't please, I don't mean it. And then they shoot the living bejesus out of him.
Whoa.
You weren't expecting that, did you?
No.
They blew him apart. And so, but thing is, there's something in the car. And these guys weren't really police. He looked like police, but they weren't police. And they grabbed this big bag and they took off, left the kid for dead because they shot him about 55,000 times. And so fine. But then, and then the magical, mystical powers of vengeance enter into his body, and he gets into the car, and then he trails off, and then it's to be continued. That is a way to write a very first issue of any book. Is like, wow, he's off for vengeance now. We're going to see what's going on. I liked it. And the artwork is something that I normally do not see. It's a very cartoony style, which is it's off and on for me if I like it or not. This is a very good on. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a good read. Now, was it a little heavy-handed sometimes? Yeah. But to say that, it surprised me, it entertained me, and it wasn't had that stink of crap I thought it was going to be. Is he the greatest Ghost Rider of all time? You, if you think it, can kiss my ass. Because Johnny Blaze is the greatest Ghost Rider of all time, and if you don't like it, post your comment at the bottom of this video. And at the end of time, you can kiss my ass again. Because this kid isn't. He's got a long way to go. But the Swami hat is coming back on right now and saying that people will be meeting up. This young gentleman meeting up with Johnny Blaze, and Johnny Blaze will give him his A-OK around issue 6. I'm going to say issue 4. This kid needs all the help he can get. So he's going to go through the whole Vengeance thing. That's the first 3 to 4 issues. And then Johnny Blaze comes in for a special guest starring role. And I think that's what's going to happen. Because this kid, they know they're up against the wall and trying to get this kid over as a Ghost Rider. So therefore, you need the man, the by God man, Johnny Blaze, to come in here and give, as they say in wrestling, the rub to this kid, saying, "Hey, you're a good kid. Yeah, you're awesome. You'll be a good Ghost Rider." And then he takes off on his motorcycle. The cool one takes off in his motorcycle. So there you go. So a very big surprise. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Everybody's happy. Thank you. Now, what was your third book before I go into my rant about everything else?
Uncanny Avengers.
Wow. Now was this the final?
No, this was a follow-up.
No, of course not.
This was follow-up to Ragnarok Now.
So basically, it's the book that never ends. Is that how it is? The story that never ends.
I wouldn't say it's the story that never ends.
Where's the frickin' Red Skull? Where was he? He showed up in issue 5 again, or 4, and he hasn't been seen since. Wasn't he supposed to be part of this storyline?
Maybe he still will be. You never know. King
There you
showed up.
go. Maybe. Okay. There you go. All right. So, what did you like about it? What didn't you like about it?
The thing I didn't like was it seemed like it just set in motion a way to undo the awesomeness of the last 17 issues.
No.
Because like what? Because in the last issue, when the Wasp tries to blow up the Tachyon Dam and fails, and then the Earth is destroyed, it's like, oh, Rick Remender did it, I can't believe he did it. And in this issue, it's like, oh, in the future, after they've been hiding underground on Planet X, they do it in broad daylight. It's like, what? That was kind of a cop-out. It's like,
Who does it in broad daylight?
Havoc
Those freaks.
and Wasp. It's
Who does it in the daylight?
Havoc and Wasp blow up the thingy.
Those
like,
bunch of freaks.
and then, like, because
Get a room, you freaks.
Because, like, Bob's chasing Havoc, but then, Havoc gets away, and then Magneto comes in with his, like, team of X-Force with, like, villains on it, but then they can't stop him, so it's like, whatever. So, and then, in 17 and 16, you saw Kang going through the time stream and collecting Avengers from, like, the multiverse to build the forces, so when they could, when the Tachyon Dam did come down, they would be able to come in and reset things to the way they were. So, at the end of this issue, you saw all the different weird Avengers from the other multiverses.
Is this book blowing your mind by the scope of it, or
Yeah.
are you okay? Good. Or do you just want to get it over with?
Oh, I'm still enjoying it. I'm just not happy with how the switch was reset to be like, oh, well, we're gonna undo all the awesomeness of the last.
Well, the guy
Last
blew
few
up
issues.
the Earth. How are you supposed to fix that?
Well, I would prefer if they didn't, because that'd be awesome.
Yeah. Well, what happens to the other books then? What happens to Spider-Man? Don't care. What happens to the all new Ghost Rider? Gets his new #1, and all of a sudden the Earth blows up. There goes this book.
Well, this book hasn't been affecting anything anyway, so it's just been on its own, even though it has like far-reaching ramifications. So
Yeah. Like Chuck's brain in the Red Skull's body.
because there's
You
like all
can't
these
go
people that died, but they're still not dead in other series that are going on. Like Captain America, not dead. Rogue, not dead. Wonder Man, Scarlet Witch,
Yeah, Yeah, what other book is Wonder Man in? There's it. There's my question for you of the week. Where's it? He's not in any other book. Did you ever pick up his old book back in the 90s, Wonder Man?
No.
You should. It's a waste of money, but you should. He's a Hollywood actor.
But it was interesting to see like on Planet X it was like the reverse, kind of like whatchamacallit, M Day, or not M Day, but House of M, where it's like it's the mutants are the ones that are out there and they prosecute the humans. So that was weird.
Why not? We've done enough to them. If they came to me and say, "Okay, you're guilty," what do I do? I love you guys. No, well, the rest of the humans hate us. Okay, fine. Fine. Did you get Tekken? He was the first one. He's our leader. Oh, of course. Of course. He's Cyclops' best friend. I know he is already. Fine. Jerk. You're already waiting. If you were on Planet X, you would love it. Friends with all the mutants. Except for especially Cyclops. Hey, can I hang out with you today? You can go play some Mass Effect 3. I have to save the world. Oh, come on, just do one level. It's all right. It's a new map. Come on. That's all right. If you, no, I won't. I'll ask that another question for another time. I'll save that one for you. Don't worry, it's coming. All right, let's talk about my bad and ugly for the week. And this makes me sad a bit for talking about these two. The bad is Iron Patriot. I tried. Poor Rodney, I tried. It was an interesting book, but it's just like, I get enough of that from Tony and Iron Man. So that gave me my just. It's kind of like you ever read a story and you forgot about it 30 minutes later?
No.
Maybe it's my old age, but I'm just saying that's exactly what happened to me with Ron. I'm going, wait a second, what is supposed to talk about that? And if that's what it is, then it's bad. But you know what's even worse? Silver Surfer number 1.
That's too bad I bought that.
You did?
Yeah.
Well, enjoy. It's a little different. I'll give you that. I love Mike Aldred's art. It's fantastic. It's just the story wrapped around it. It's long. That's what it felt like. He's like, I'm reading it. Okay, I'm digging it. And it felt like time was slowing down for me. It took me longer to... oh, there's another page? Get to the point already. We knew what the point was halfway through the book. And finally, when he got to the end, we said, well, we were already there halfway through the book. We knew of the importance of the characters involved. Come on now, champs. Get involved in the game. So that was my ugly of the week. It just dragged itself. It's hard, as bad as it is to forget what a story is. It's even worse to remember a bad story. Get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There you go. And then that's stuck in my brain for the rest of humanity's times. There you go. I will not be picking up issue 2. I wish so. I want the Surfer to survive. I want the Surfer to be one of the best. Because he is. He's a kick-ass character. I love the Surfer. I love the Surfer. But it just didn't work out for me on this one. It's kind of like when I read FF. You know what I'm saying? The Future Foundation.
Yeah.
I read it for like 4 issues, and there's a girl with a thing outfit on. Like, come on! I'm still wondering about that. Come on! The same thing with this one. Come on! That almost makes the Thing Girl thing seem tame in comparison. Come on! That should be maybe the title of the book, of this episode. Come on! Juiced up. Juiced up!
You've already said like 3 different titles.
Well, I'm giving you options. There you go. All right, let's get to some other books that I read that I did not rate because that's just the way it is. Hawkeye 18. Oh, they went back to her again. Poor Kate. Little part of my hate is for Kate. It's not something. This ties in. So I can't really knock it because it actually tied in a lot of what was happening in Hawkeye, but especially what happened during Kate's trip to LA. It's very fascinating what bad guys do. Would you like me to tell you the story?
Sure.
Kate bumps into this kind of reporter/detective guy who does all these wacky, weird stories. And so he got himself involved 25 years previous in a very sticky situation. Saw something he shouldn't have saw. And so the bad guy came up and says, "You're never leaving LA alive." He goes, "Forget you, buddy. I'm leaving right now." And every time he tried to leave in the past 25 years, some way, somehow, they found him. And they brought him back. Not out, like he never left LA. He'd get to like the airport and there'd be like guys waiting for him already. How the hell? Because that's the power of supervillains for you. We're like little pawns to them, and they oversee. Oh, this guy wants to leave. I told him he's never leaving, and they brought him back. Very fascinating idea. I thoroughly enjoyed that idea. I really did. And it leads into Hawkeye. Hopefully we get to see Clint back in for the next issue because there's a hit out on him now. It's excellent. A good read. It was a good read. Kate, but that's all right. Clint's coming back next issue. I'm a very happy man. But the thing is, it's going to be over soon because the guy's already told his Hawkeye story. So it's like, okay, it's coming to an end, which is why I got that feeling from this issue. It's like, okay, they're tying it finally up in a nice bow, and away we go. So that's good. That's good. Also, Indestructible Hulk. Last issue for Indestructible Hulk. Not a big surprise when Banner gets shot in the back of the head in the very last page. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah. Banner, he decides, blah, blah. Here's how the story goes. If you want to, do you know what you want to hear the story?
Sure.
Blah 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 blah. Big Hulk. Blah 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 blah. Guy got turned into kind of a mini Hulk. Blah 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 blah. Saved the world. Blah 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 blah. Maria Hill gets mad at Bruce. Blah 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 blah. She says, "Oh well, if you know too much, if we let you go, we have to, if we terminated you, we'd actually have to terminate you." Blah 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 blah. Bruce is happy. Blah 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 blah. Bang. That's how it works.
Was that just
so
that
we don't
issue, or
know
is
who
that
did
the
it.
whole story?
Hey, so now you don't have to read it. Just fill in the blahs with your own imagination. So basically, Bruce is shot in the head. He's got a bullet in there. Of course, there's going to be a new #1 where he's got to, I don't know, not get hulked out, or he got to get stay Hulk and not turn into Bruce, because then the bullet will kill him. I don't know. Bruce has shot himself in the head so many times, tried to kill himself. Every time, usually, well, what's that story? I can't remember who said it, or was it? It was more likely a Mark Miller one that he shot. No. Was it the movie? Maybe it was the movie where Bruce said he shot himself and the monster spit out the bullet. That's kind of how it worked. You know? So I'm thinking something happened, but the thing is that somebody shot himself in the back of the head, so he didn't know it was coming. So what's going to happen? Well, he's not dead. So therefore, does he have to stay Hulk? He's got to stay angry? Probably. Just like me on this podcast. Got to stay angry all the time. I just think of you and Cyclops. Best friends, and it gets me upset. That's all I'm saying. So that one was not a great read. It was, Indestructible Hulk was a great book at the very start when they said, "Oh, I'm gonna, Hulk destroys, Banner builds, and it was pretty good. And then it got kind of bloggy in the teens, as most teenagers get kind of bloggy. You had a great couple years, and then you turn into a teenager, and you have some really rough patches.
Couple years.
and then you turn into an adult, and then everything's is even worse. But I'm saying the teenage issues are usually the troublesome for all comic books. That's all I can say. Look at Uncanny Avengers. You're not happy with it, teenagers. There you go. The teenage books right there.
I'm still liking it. It's like the switch in. Oh, look what we're doing now. It's like,
Just like a teenager.
Even though you did kind of see
Don't
it
like
coming when Kang was going through the time stream to build the Avengers up. It's like, well, but it looked like they couldn't have it happen because they blew up the Earth. But I guess not so much.
There you go. Teenagers. Don't trust them. That's all I gotta say about that. And you didn't read any X-Men books?
Nope. Not if Uncanny Avengers doesn't count.
Oh, let me just say, I gotta have one more book to add. Avengers. Oh, Avengers. It's an alternate universe Avengers versus our Avengers, and man, that was a great read. I thoroughly enjoyed that.
Okay, I'm glad you say it was good because it was getting to the top of my cut list.
What? No, save it now. So for right now, and then when they get off this whole alternative Avengers thing, then you can drop it because it's fun. It's fun because you're seeing Iron Man versus the alternate universe Iron Man versus our Iron Man, and it's like Tony's going, "Man, you're hitting me like that. I would never do that to me. Who the hell are you?" And then the mask comes off. He goes, "Dun dun dun." Oh my, oh my. And then you talk about Bruce, like the alternate universe Hulk talking with. Well, it's Bruce talking to Bruce. They're both down in their regular forms, and so. The rest of the alternate universe Avengers did not like the way Hulk could not control his power. So what did? They gave him a lobotomy. So now, but they they implanted something. So somebody would hit a button, it would trigger something in his brain, and you turn into Hulky. And so he says, well, and it's good that I don't have to get angry. Unfortunately, it's turned me into a psychopath. Dun dun dun. It's a sociopath. That was it. And so now he can kill. He says, and I can't blame him. I wasn't sitting on the sidelines when we were killing people. I was right in the mix too. It's like, wow. And it was a very fascinating look at him. And then Thor was saying to our Thor, "Oh, you should go and be a god and reign over all these people, fool." And he's like, "I ain't doing that." And he should be better. And I like the way they write it.
Yeah, that was funny. Like when they first showed the alternate universe Avengers, and Thor's like, "Bow down to me, people of Earth," or whatever.
Exactly, and then and then Thor, of course, Hickman writes him as you better watch thy backside, and it's like that Thor, he's so campy. He's pretty. I thoroughly enjoy Hickman writing Thor. If Hickman wrote Thor after Jason Aaron's, it would be a fantastic read. Jason Aaron's does a fantastic job on Thor. Hickman would do an absolutely awesome job as well. And the thing is, he could do all space and time and different universes because he already does it. Throw him on Thor and it'd be fantastic. It'd just be a good old read. A very good book, Avengers 27. Just for the whole Hulk and Hulk talk, plus the dun 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 and everything else. It was good. It was good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Better than Iron Patriot and Silver Surfer. They're floating in the toilet. So, did you pick up that Marvel Puzzle Quest?
No.
For your smartphone?
I don't have a smartphone.
That's right. You could have went out there last night and bought one. It's a good game. You level up your guys. I have Thor and Black Widow and Storm and Hawkeye and that guy all on my team right now. And I even got smoked last night. One guy dropped down Thor. It was like crazy.
All those characters in Marvel Heroes, and I could just play that.
But it's a puzzle game.
I don't like puzzle games.
It's got bright colors, and you got to match them.
Bright colors.
Oh, you crazy kid. That's all right. Hey, did you hear your Superman Unchained's getting canceled?
Yeah, you told me about that a while ago.
Amen. Now they confirmed it. So it's like, thanks for nothing. See, Jim Lee can only draw so much. Okay, I can't draw anymore. Okay, let's cancel it. There you go. Isn't that the way life goes sometimes?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's excellent. Well, thank you very much, Tekken, for inviting me on again. This next week, what's out this week? More X-Men stuff, I'm sure, to make you happy. And you can read all the books you didn't read. What's the next book on your list you got to read?
Punisher.
Oh, is that out?
Yep.
That didn't come out. That's out this week, right?
I don't know. I'm looking at my list and it's mixed together, so I'm not sure what came out this week and what came out last week.
Oh,
because the only two books I haven't read, or the only books I haven't read yet from what I got was Punisher, Inhuman #1, and the Avengers and Silver Surfer.
Oh, I heard Inhumans got crapped on.
Oh.
Just to warn you.
Well, I was picking up issue #1 regardless, just to see if it was.
Oh yeah, Charles Soule. It's like you can't go wrong with that. That's odd. He's a great writer.
I kind of want to check out She-Hulk just to see if it's any good, since he's writing that too.
Yes, you should. Let's see. Okay, Black Widow, Inhuman, Magneto #2, which actually first one wasn't too bad. It's nice. He doesn't trust nobody, so that's good. Moon Knight #2, ding. This is all Marvel, unfortunately. New Warriors 3, Punisher 4, yay. She-Hulk 3, yay. What If, Age of Ultron 105. Oh crap! They can't let that go, can they? Let it go. This is probably better than the actual miniseries and come out on time. That's what I'm thinking.
I read the thingy, and I think the only difference is that instead of killing Ant-Man, Hank Pym, they go back and kill Wasp.
Wow, sign me up for that Borefest. All right, out this week for DC, or we'll be talking about next week probably. Action Comics #30, Aquaman and the Others #1. Oh god, that actually came out. Batwing 30, Detective Comics 30, Earth 222. Woo! Yes. Green Arrow 30, Green Lantern 30, Movement #11. Stormwatch 30, final issue. Thank God. Swamp Thing 30. Woohoo! Trinity of Sin, the Phantom Stranger. There you go. I've already got my grades up there already, so that's good. That's good. It's gonna be a good week. Earth 2, Swamp Thing, and a whole bunch of Marvel. Plus, hopefully, when was the last time we saw frickin' the Image book come out?
It's been 2 months, I think, 2 or 3 months.
This is their break, right?
Yeah.
So now when they come back, they'll have that in there. Good. Well, that's excellent, Tekken. That's excellent. That'll be some good reading for us.
Do you know if Moon Knight's any good? I hear it's good, but I'm not sure if I'd like it. So.
What'd you say?
Moon Knight?
Moon Knight, you would enjoy it. He's nuts, just like me. It'd be like reading adventures that I would do. He wears a suit. He wears a hood on his head. It's very good. I really like the first one. I really did like the first one. It was very, very good. Definitely worth a number 2. But I don't know why I like New Moon Knight, but I just do. It's do you ever like a non big name character, superhero character?
I don't know.
Like you like what, Gold Balls?
Yeah, Gold Balls.
That would be like a character. So like 15 years down the road, Gold Balls. Hey, Gold Balls! That's a stupid name. But you'd still read it because, hey, my buddy back. Oh, I missed him. Moon Knight's the same with me. My sister in 1980, oh my God, here we go. 1980 bought me Moon Knight number, I would say 3. All right? And it was pretty much Marvel's version of Batman. And I picked it up, and I was at, 6 at the time. And so therefore, it's one of those things that's kept me with Moon Knight for the longest time. Bendis kind of ruined it with his trying interpretation of it. But, I last summer I picked up the Essentials Moon Knight. Enjoyed it. It was like the whole series, kabam, boom, right there. I read it on my vacation. It was very good. Moon Knight for me is very, very good. It's one of those guys that, I like the character. He's one of my favorites. That and the Defenders. The Defenders, I almost have every single issue of the Defenders, and they are pretty much your C team when it comes to superhero teams. But I loved them because they were so quirky and different. They had a Valkyrie on the team. You can't have that, can you? Yes, you can if you're the Defenders. Had Hulk on the team, Doctor Strange on the team. It was a weird team to have. And I feel bad that they can't bring them back again because they're stupid. Except for Netflix. And it's going to be Luke Cage and all them crappers. Well, excuse me, no Doctor Strange, no Defenders. If there's no Doctor Strange, what do? Kiss my ass!
Oh, I guess Jubilee would be my C tier person.
See, there you go. See, and would you read if a series came out with Jubilee on it, would you buy it?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go then. That's perfect. See, there you go. See, yeah. Should we still be looking at that baby? Was that a bad idea, or do you like it? When she became a vampire, did you like that?
No.
No. When she turned out to be looking after this baby, did you like that?
It was interesting.
Yeah, they have to do something.
I guess I did like it, yeah.
Because she's and what's
but then
Jubilee?
You see the future and like what happens, so it's like, oh, okay.
What's Jubilee? Teenager. It proves my theory. Proves my theory. Super juiced. Google that. There you go. I wonder what would happen if you did that. Super juice. I'd be afraid to. You might get more viruses on your computer that way, Tech, and don't do it.
It might be like a steroid thing or some sort of health thing or something.
You're gonna get a virus. Don't worry. Oh my goodness. Well, that's excellent. Are you gonna sign us out?
Yeah.
You gotta learn when we're done talking.
Well, I was ready for you to stop. So.
Oh, I'll never stop. I don't like the big pauses.
Okay.
I hate them, so I'll just keep talking and fill up space.
All right. Well, thanks for listening. I'll put links to the Big Bang podcast where you can check out the other podcasts that we do when we talk about stuff.
Whenever we can get it up.
On Buff's Thingy.
Super Juice!
So yeah, thanks for listening, and until
if you have a comment, whether to tell me to shut up or to tell Tekken he's great, please by all means leave it at the bottom of this lovely video, because that way we know that you love us or that we can change. I can change, baby. I can change. Don't get mad at me, baby. Please forgive me. I'll change if I have to. There you go.
So yeah, like Buff said on the pilot, be sure to bag and board it. Don't bend the edges. Thanks for listening. Until you hear or see from us again, we're now signing off.
Super juiced!